Hello, in this video we're going to be talking about how to name binary molecular compounds. So, this is very similar to naming the binary ionic compounds we did in the last unit, but this time you'll see we have an extra step. So our first step is name the first element, second step is name the second element, and our third step is add the IDE ending. All of those steps are exactly the same as when we did our binary ionic compounds, but the difference here is that we have to add prefixes to each element in our compound, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Just a quick note though, a little star point here, is that if it is the first element in the compound, and there's only one of them, you do not add the mono prefix. And we'll do an example of that in just a minute. Listed on the right are all of the prefixes. So the prefix for 1 is mono, 2 is di, 3 is tri, 4 is tetra, 5 is penta, 6 is hexa, 7 is hepta, 8 is octa, 9 is nona, and 10 is deca. So, to go through a few examples of this, we'll have our first example be PCl3. So our first step is for us to name the first element, which is phosphorus. Our second step is for us to name the second element, which our second element is chlorine. And then our third step is to add the IDE ending, so chlorine becomes chloride. And now our fourth step is to add those prefixes. So, since there's only one phosphorus, there's no prefix that we're going to add because of that star rule that we had. So it said that if there was one of the first element, we don't add the mono prefix, so it's just phosphorus. So since there's no subscript there. For the chloride, though, we have 3 as our subscript. So we look over here and we see that tri is our prefix, and we put tri in front of our chloride. So our name for this, PCl3, will be phosphorus trichloride. So, pretty simple. We're going to do one more example. Let me just get rid of that one there. So our second example is we are going to do N2O4. So going through all our steps again, our first step is to write the name of the first one, which is nitrogen. Our second step is to write the name of the second element, which is oxygen. Our third step is to add the IDE ending, so we go from oxygen to oxide. Then our fourth step is to add the prefixes. So for nitrogen, we've got 2 nitrogens, so we need the prefix for 2, which is di. So it'll be dinitrogen. And for oxygen, we have 4 oxygens, so we look over here and see that the prefix is tetra. So we will do dinitrogen tetroxide. So with oxygen, since it starts with a vowel, sometimes we drop the A that's on the end there, so instead of tetraoxide, it's just tetroxide. But so it'll be dinitrogen because there's 2 nitrogens, and it'll be tetroxide because there are 4 oxygens. So that's all you have to do to name binary molecular compounds.